Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Morning Tea with Lady G. This morning, I would just like to discuss with you 4 things to expect after your divorce. The first thing to expect is expect people to watch and wait for you to have that major breakdown. It's just natural. People do it. Some people are looking out for your good, and some people just being messy. So whatever you do, you're going to go through things because a divorce is emotionally, is physically, and is mentally challenging. You're going to want to cry. You're going to want to yell. You're going to want to scream. And I encourage you to do it. But don't do it in public. And if you can, don't do it in front of your ex. When you want to cry, when those emotions come over you, control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Do it in the privacy of your own home or in the company of your nearest and dearest friends. Now, I have a post that I posted before that says, all you need is 4 crazy friends. So go back and look at that post. I have a friend. Her name is Sharon. And when I would go through those emotionally challenging times where I felt like I couldn't get out the bed, I couldn't hold my head up, I was drained and I wanted to cry and I didn't know what to do. I had all these feelings going through me and I didn't have the strength. She would say, girl, she said, don't go there. Don't stay there. She said, if you go there, don't stay there. She said, have your moments. Cry, yell, scream, whatever you need to do. Give yourself that time to get it out of your system. But don't stay there because you're going to go into depression, and we're not having that. So what I did, my time seemed to be really in the morning. So when I got in the shower, I would turn the shower on, and as long as the water flowed, and I would give myself that time. As I stayed in that shower, I would cry, I would scream, I would ask why, I would go through all my emotional things. But when it was time to turn that shower off, I had to gather my composure and regain my strength and get up out of there. Because marriage is like, a divorce is like a death. So it's really like you go into a mourning. But one thing I've learned about a death and a funeral, there's usually one preacher, one eulogy. So don't keep eulogizing your divorce. Don't keep giving it a funeral. Don't keep burying it. You have one funeral, you eulogize it, and after the eulogy, they take the person to their final resting place. So there has to come a time in your life where you're through mourning, you're through eulogizing, and you place it in its final resting place. Because bad things happen to good people. It's just the way of life goes. So do your best. When it's time for you to step outside your door and face the world, put your best face forward. Put your best foot forward. And do your best to keep it together. Now, point number 2. People are expecting you, or you would, after what to expect after a divorce. Point number 2 is feeling like you failed. Yes, after the divorce is final, you're going to go through things. You're going to go have thoughts. You're going to start replaying things in your mind, saying, maybe if I had to did it this way, maybe if I had to said this to him, maybe if I had to did her like this, or maybe if I had taken her on that vacation, maybe I had to bought this, or maybe if I had just said yes all the time, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Honey, bad things happen to good people. It takes 2 people working towards the same goal in the relationship for it to be successful. If you were the only one pulling, or he was the only one pulling, then it was not going to work. It was not going to be healthy. And everybody that's in your life is not always in your life forever. Some people are there only for a season. So a healthy relationship takes 2 of y'all working together. So don't see failure when your divorce is final. Don't feel like you a failure. Don't feel like you failed. But see it as a new beginning. See it as a time to focus on your healing and your inner strength. Another thing to expect after your divorce is final, that in-law. You know her or him, the one say, man, I got you. Man, I'm here. I don't care. Old girl just tripping. We going to be cool. We going to hang out. You know, you my cool. Or that other in-law. Girl, don't worry about it. I ain't thinking about him. Whatever going on between y'all have nothing to do with me. We gonna be friends, whatever, girl. We gonna be riding. I'm down with you, girl. We gonna be down like 4 flat tires. And honey, before the line is drawn in the sand, you look up, and that favorite friend in-law that told you that y'all was gonna be ride or die is standing on the other side of the line with your ex and his new boo or her new boo. You've heard that old saying that blood is thicker than water, right? Well, we can't take water and turn it into blood, and so we can't make our bloodline match their bloodline, and we're certainly not the Christ. So you know, he took water and turned it into wine. So thing of it is, that in-law, that's blood, that's family. So when the rubber hits the road, chances are they're going to be on that side. So next year when they send out the invitations to the next family reunion, chances are the in-law and boo, the new boo, they'll be going, but you won't. So don't worry about it. Don't count on them. He's your ex for a reason, honey. Everybody is not meant to stay in your life. Some people are only in your life for a season, and seasons change. Winter turn to spring, springs turn to fall. Just like seasons change, people change. When people change and they walk away from you because of your divorce or whatever their reasoning is, let them go, honey. You'll be the better for it. Point number 4, my final point. There's going to always be somebody after your divorce that's going to come back and give you an update. Now, if you're emotionally stable and you're physically fit and you can handle it, then it's okay. However, if you're still emotional, you're still crying, and you still can't really get yourself together, you might want to stop them at the door and not let them bring you any news. Now, I did another post called Bad News Won't Change My Mind. So that was dealing with Job, and he had lost everything that he had, but there was always one person to come back and give him the news. So just like with a divorce, after your divorce is final, maybe a month, 6 months, may even be a year, but there's always going to be someone to keep tabs with you to let you know what happened next. Sometimes that's a good thing if they're not being facetious or evil or mean. But you have some people that will come to you with a good and clear conscience, and they just don't want you to be blindsided or caught off guard. So now they come and say, guess what, girl? Your man, your ex just got married. Or you know, Linda just got married, man. She just married that dude. Don't worry about it. It's a good thing. You know why? Because now you won't be caught off guard. You won't be blindsided. When you see him, you'll be expecting to see him or her with their spouse. And guess what? You're no longer married to them. They're no longer your wife. They're no longer your husband. So actually, they're really no longer your business. So they've moved on with their life. They're gone on. They're starting over. They've moved on. And it's time. So should you. So stop following them on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Stop following their pages. Let it go. Cut it off. Let it go. They moved on. So should you. So I just want to encourage you and tell you 4 things to expect after your divorce. So be encouraged and hang in there. And we'll talk later. This has been Morning Tea with Lady G.